is up, y'all? We are back with another video. What type of video? A Scream 7 video. Before we get into it, definitely smash the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. So, over in the Scream community and the horror community, we find out some updates with Sidney Prescott being at the Texas Frightmare panel, talking about some details with Scream 7, and she basically says on this panel that she read the script and everything, and that she knows that Scream 7 is going to be great. And I want to just talk about this. I know this has a lot of people hype, including myself. I am a huge Sidney Prescott fan, a huge Scream fan. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be honest, man. That woman's getting paid. She's getting paid. She's playing the game. Because these people, Spyglass and everything, they were the same ones that did her dirty. She just playing the game. I mean, at the end of the day, who wouldn't? She's making money. She's making money, and that's her job to promote, make sure people get into the seats and everything. It's her movie. She wants it to succeed, because if this movie does well, that's good news for her, and that's just great for Sidney Prescott's character and Neve Campbell all around. And like I said, she's just playing the game to promote it. So I'm not saying the movie's not going to be good. I think Scream 7 might be one of the best Screams. But at the end of the day, I do feel like it's a little bit of it, just being hyped up, just, yeah, it's going to be it's going to be great and stuff like that. At the end of the day, they're still in beginning stages and things. She saw the script, and it might be good. We got Kevin Williamson in the director chair, which she did say, that basically they had came to her with the proposition and stuff, and just kind of giving us the rundown and things like that on how everything kind of got brought back in with her in Scream 7. But overall, she's saying that it looks like it's going to be good, and I'm just telling you guys, I think that's just her playing the game. She's just playing the game as an actor and as someone a part of the Scream franchise. That's how they they make their money and stuff. But I definitely think that Scream 7 will be one of the better ones, just off the fact we got Kevin Williamson back next to Neve Campbell. So that's great news. But pushing forward, I want to kind of talk about some stuff with Scream 7 and everything, and Sidney Prescott's character. When it comes to Sidney, last time we seen Sidney in the Scream movies in Scream 5, she was in and out, really. She wasn't too vivid in there. She came in there and became a hero with Gail when they came to Melissa Barrera and everything. But pushing forward, I'm going to be honest, I think in Scream 7, we're going to get a Sidney that we've never seen before, and it's literally a fact, because we have a Sidney that's a mom, a Sidney that she's different. She's a wife. She's with Mark Kincaid and everything. She's living a different life. Obviously, in Scream 6, we find out she didn't even want to be a part of that situation when Ghostface kind of dipped his head back, in the mix. She just kind of stayed where she was at for protection for her kids and stuff like that. So this is definitely a new type of Sidney Prescott, almost like, I know it sounds crazy, but you remember how Laurie Strode was in like Halloween Ends? Like, it was like in the beginning, she was trying to live her life, let go of everything, be the Laurie that she needed to be the whole time, because it's just not worth it at the point. I think that's how Sidney's going to be, but she's going to be a little bit more tight, still wants to protect herself and things like that. I mean, Laurie was like that also. When it came to like Corey Cunningham, she was just not having it. And I think that's how, Sidney might be pushing forward through everything with Scream 7. I think it's going to have to be something that absolutely positively makes her come out her shell, like makes her have to do it, makes her have to be in, fighter mode and go up against this Ghostface. And this Ghostface, another thing, this Ghostface has to be dangerous. It has to be very dangerous. It has to be different from the other Ghostface. You know how sometimes like, I'm different, I'm something different. No, this one literally has to be different. This one literally has to be to the point where Sidney doesn't feel safe at all. She has to step in and mix like the old Sidney Prescott and things like that. And I keep telling y'all, I feel like it's going to be something where Mark Kincaid is involved for sure, that gets her out of her seat, or her children, or her children being involved, probably, held for ransom or something crazy. I know it sounds dark, but you know what I mean? It has to be something like that, because if not, it's going to be like the other Screams for real. You have to make it believable. You have to make it real. And I think that's what they're going to try to aim for, just because it's a lot of targets that's involved in this Scream, from the previous Scream. I mean, it's, Gail Weathers, she's not in Scream 7 as of now, but I'm pretty sure they're going to confirm Courtney Cox here, so they're just waiting. And Patrick Dempsey, but maybe Courtney Cox is a target. Maybe it's something like that, where it's like Gail Weathers is actually one of the ones that ends up getting Sidney Prescott involved again. Maybe Ghostface tries to take out Gail again, try to finish the job and stuff like that. Maybe it's something where how Tara Carpenter was the opening kill, but it wasn't a success. Maybe that's how it is with Gail. And we're hearing a rumor out in the Scream community. Take take it with a grain of salt. We're just hearing, or it's just a rumor. We all heard that rumor out there in the Scream community about how it's a nanny involved with Sidney Prescott and everything, and she's out the way, she's off the radar and stuff. We're also hearing another rumor where she's off the radar. We heard that in Scream 6, where someone possibly is going to leak Sidney's address. Take this with a grain of salt. It's just a rumor, going to leak her address, on accident or maybe on purpose. Overall, I think that would be a crazy thing to kind of find her back on a radar, and then all Ghostface who are involved, or even if it's one Ghostface that's involved, they start back targeting Sidney because maybe she was doing that good of a job that she's off the radar. And now that she's on the radar again, they're starting to kind of search and kind of find out where she is and stuff like that. Or it can be something simple as this. Mark Kincaid, he works in the force. Maybe someone follows him from work to the point he's like on the phone, he gets in the car, they are driving behind him. It can be many things on how people get her address. It could be Gail Weathers. They can see her. They can even see Sidney out in the public one day. Maybe she has to absolutely positively go out in the public for something very important. They follow her back home. Either way, I think for some reason, my heart is telling me that this Ghostface is going to be different. It's not going to just be, brutal physically, but brutal just like all around. I think it's going to be things where they're using things around Sidney to hurt her, and kind of leading up to that big boom with Sidney and Ghostface again. Because to be honest, like I said, that's the only way it can be different, if they kind of utilize the new Sidney we have in this one, like with her being a wife, her being a mom, her having children, her having a friend that's recovering from injuries, Mark Kincaid. And you got to kind of go back to them Scream 3 days, kind of mix it in with Scream 3 and stuff like that, how the pacing was with Nev and things like that. But pushing forward, remember I talked about in my previous video, we talked about a theory that we had where maybe Mark Kincaid has other kids that he didn't, want to tell Sidney about, but it kind of ties into that theory with the siblings in Scream 3 with Roman and Sidney. And these siblings are jealous of Sidney's kids and Sidney because they feel like Sidney took Mark Kincaid away, their father, and it goes from there. That's another crazy theory too when it comes to Scream 7. It's a lot of ways they can do it, especially with a man like Kevin Williamson in the director's chair. I definitely have a lot of faith in Scream 7. I'm thinking it's going to be better than 6 for sure. I love 6, but Scream 7 might be better than 6 if they take that realistic route with a brutal Ghostface, a real life like situation with someone and with kids involved, like some type of abduction or things like that. That'll make things a lot serious. That's why I said this Ghostface needs to be different and mean business. And I think that's what they're going to do with this Scream, because we know for a fact we're getting a different Sidney Prescott. We're not getting those. We might get the smartness and just the knowledge that Sidney had and everything from the previous ones, like her just being smart, how she operates, and she's different from other Final Girls. I always said that Sidney's a fighter, bro. Like a lot of Final Girls, they kind of dip off a little bit. Sidney's a fighter. We saw that in the first one with the umbrella scene with Billy Loomis. So I think they're going to keep that formula and kind of keep it in Scream 7 with her, but she's going to be different. She's going to be more emotional. She's going to be attached to people around her, probably a little bit more scared. She's an older Sidney, so we're definitely going to be getting a different Sidney Prescott. I think that's what's going to play the biggest part in Scream 7 for sure, and the people around her. But I just hope that the Ghostface formula that we've been getting in these previous movies, the way they handle Ghostface, the way they, bring us him, I think, or whoever it might be, I think they definitely need to make sure that it's something different for real this time. Something different, something new, more brutal, and just more just like conniving and just wild, bro. Pushing forward, when I say different Ghostface, maybe we need somebody like Jill. I ain't saying like the actual character Jill, but someone that has that Jill energy in Scream 7. You know what I'm saying? We need somebody that has like that Jill energy with that Stu Macher energy, like some loony, just off the walls Ghostface. I think that'll be crazy. And a lot of people say they want Stu Macher to return. I don't know if he'll return in 7, man. I mean, still keep hope alive. If anything, I think Leslie Macher will probably pop in, if that. I've heard crazy rumors with Christina Carpenter even kind of skating through. I don't know, guys. Comment down below what you all think about Scream 7 and everything we talked about. And by the way, We've heard, it's a rumor out there that Scream 7 actually starts filming this fall, which it makes sense. It's only a rumor, though. Take it with a grain of salt. But this fall, it starts filming. That's cool, man. I can't wait for Scream 7. I know right now they're just getting everything together. I know the script is done, but they got to get the cast and everything together. So I'm looking forward to Scream 7, and I'm ready, man, for sure. But comment down below everything you all think about everything we just talked about with Scream 7. And what do you think is going to happen in Scream 7? Do you think Sidney Prescott is going to be the same Sidney we got from previous movies, or will she be different? Comment down below. Unfortunately, it's the end of the video. I want y'all to hit me up on my social medias at ILIKESCARY on Instagram, ILIKESCARY_ on TikTok, Brandon on Facebook, ILIKESCARY on Twitter, and yeah, you all right there where it says subscribe. Next to it, click join and become a member of the channel. I want you all to watch some horror movies. Stay scary out there. Peace.